Okay, so greetings. Very well, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another cast with Trendfollowing Tyson. And with that being said, I would like to let's dive into the market. Let's take a look at where we're at. You guys know that this is a complete bloodbath. Let me show you what I mean by that. We all know this is a complete bloodbath, okay? And this is what I mean by a complete bloodbath. All right, very little green. Markets having a lot of trouble, struggling. I don't know if you're a day trader, if you're a trend follower. Stocks definitely haven't been as having as much momentum as they have previously in the earlier segments of this year. But nevertheless, we're still trend followers. We have to make good bets, and we have to keep ourselves in the big move. And we have to be aware of what trends are still putting up, higher highs and things like that. So I've already went through the scans. I'm going to show you guys what's still in an uptrend, what's still holding up, some buying points and things like that, and then business as usual. Okay. So yeah, markets are a bloodbath. We know that already. All right. So let's just keep making good bets. Let's keep following. Let's stay long. Let's keep ourselves in the big move, because if these trends are still holding up and they're near 52-week highs and they're holding up support levels and they're bouncing off trend lines, we need to be buying the trend lines, we need to be buying support levels, and we need to be testing the market's hand. That's the only way we're going to play offense here, okay? We need to keep ourselves inside of the big moves. The moves that are still big moves, the trends that are still big uptrends, we need to be still fighting, all right? We're in a defensive position. Of course, we're on the lower segment of the fight right now, okay? We're in a defensive mode, but nevertheless, we're still the champions here. We still have to be going for the juggler. We still have to be taking our opponent down. So we still need to be making good bets. We still need to be playing good defense right now in space of the market. But how we're playing good defenses, we're staying long on the good uptrends. We're staying long on the uptrend. We're entering at low points. We're trading small, and we're buying support levels, and we're buying trend lines, and we're forcing the market to force us out, because we know the market's weak. So if we get forced out, that's no big deal. Okay, it's the price of doing business. But if we don't get forced out, let's collect the points and let's play good defense and in that aspect of the market. So let's take up some from Bruce Carver, so we know exactly what we're dealing with, and we're looking at this $1 billion advice, because we're not here to just trade and to have fun. We're actually here to create some wealth over a long period of time. So whenever I enter position, I have a predetermined stop. That is the only way I can sleep. I know where I'm getting out before I get in. Especially in this market, we should know where we're getting out before we get in, and where we get out is based on the trend. The position size on a trade is determined by the stop, and the stop is determined on a technical basis. I never think about stop vulnerability, because the point about a technical barrier, and if I studied the technical aspects of the market for a long time, is that the market should not go there if you're right. So let's keep trying to keep ourselves in the market. Let's place our stops at a point that's going to keep us in here, and the market shouldn't get there if we're correct. Okay, so I looked at something from Bruce Carver, and I wanted to show you guys something from none other than Mr. Stanley Druckenmiller, another great trend following legend, kind of one of the greatest trend followers ever. And in any market, we need to be placing good bets. So the way to build superior long-term returns is through preservation of capital, which is trading small, keeping your losses at 1%, and staying in that big move. All right, but protecting your ass. The way to build superior long-term returns is through preservation of capital and home runs. When you have tremendous conviction on a trade, you have to go for the juggler, because it takes courage to be a pig. So if we have tremendous conviction on a trade, and there's quite a few that will, I took some longs and I have conviction on them. I took a long on SUPV, and I'm still long on UPL. I'm still long on quite a few stocks, GRTS. I have conviction, and the conviction that I had on GRTS when I opened the long at 1750, which made that like a late year kind of home run for me. I hit a home run on GRTS, and that was in the later portion of the year, okay? Even inside this market. So, and that's because I had conviction on that trade. Kind of trades, kind of goes perfectly hand in hand to what Mr. Druckenmiller was talking about. When you have tremendous conviction on a trade, you have to go for the juggler when having courage to be a pig. So if you have conviction, tremendous conviction on a trade, you need to go for the juggler. You need to go for that trade, okay? So keep that in mind. I know we're trading defensive, but you still have to attack, so to speak. You still have to go for the juggler, so to speak. There's no other way to bring your opponent down, even if you were playing defense. At some point, you're going to have to find your position where you can strike your opponent, okay? So that's when you have conviction on a trade. We need to be taking the correct trades, still making good bets, all right? So thank you, Mr. Druckenmiller, for that, and we'll go ahead and jump into the trend picture. First thing off is BCRX. I showed you guys this coming into the week. I know my screen looks a little funky because it's daytime, and I don't know if I'm normally doing this at daytime, and today it's giving me like a white screen. Nevertheless, so BCRX, I think I showed you guys this week, last week, breaking out, coming into this area, and it's kind of getting parabolic, and you know, there's nothing we can do. We just trade this parabolicness and just kind of trust this pattern. It kind of looks like a lot of patterns, and sometimes this can run like this for several weeks, 2 to 3, 4 weeks. Okay, so open here and closes, kind of open and closes, opening and opening where it's closing at, closing here, opening where it's closing here, and it's opening there, and kind of just pushing up and then continuing that same pattern. All right, so BCRX, I like it for continuation. I'll break it down for you guys. Here it is here. People are just riding this thing up, and it looked parabolic on that time frame, but if you look at it here, it's just giving you a perfect this 2 o'clock trajectory. And if anyone looks on my Twitter, you'll see that I'm a 2 o'clock trend following trader, and this is the 2 o'clock trend that I am talking about. This angle, this degree, this trajectory here at 2 o'clock. Okay, so that looks really good. You can't find a stock looking any better than that. That's the best that you're going to find a stock to look, especially if you're a trend follower, in my opinion. Just kind of clear cut sign of exactly what we're doing. So you should probably be buying this thing when you see some bottoming, see some green candles coming in there, see some support kind of starting to hold up, start testing that level there. SIG also holding up. Let's get through these trends quickly because I know I've got quite a bunch here. SIG holding up quite well. Look at it right there, gapped up in price. Around October 8th, something like that, October 18th, gapped up in price. Kind of held all that, now kind of continuing to set higher highs. Just a really good stock right now, especially at this time in the market. So look at stocks like this, you guys, and in reversion to this market, you know, in defense. We still have to be trading good stocks, and that's the other part of offense that we're trading and trading hand in hand with the defense that we're playing, is because we're trading small, we're under trading, but we're also staying inside of good uptrends. And don't tell me there's not good uptrends. I showed you guys about 20 of them last week, and I'm going to show you guys about 10 today. So SIG still looking good. I like to take that thing long at the bottom portion of this uptrend, okay? So see what happens with this thing, and just keep looking for that momentum to continue on. SIG. Let's take a look at gold. A lot of this realty, a lot of this American realty housing, just looking more reliable, so to speak. And I hate to say that, but just looking a lot better than a lot of the stuff we've been looking at that's been going on in the market. So here's this thing kind of still setting higher highs and lows. Higher highs here, higher highs here, higher highs here, and here's the higher lows there, and then higher lows here. So wait for this thing to see what's going to happen. But COLD definitely on the move, showing some strength inside this market. If you guys are looking for strength inside this market, I'm showing it to you, and don't tell me there's not, because I'm showing you plenty. All right, and I'm still long a few stocks. All right, because like I said, when it's all said and done, and this thing and this shakeout or whatever time that we're in now is over, there's still going to be trends that have continued from this point until the point that we look up and we have continued through whatever state we're in. You'll look at stocks and say, wow, I could have bought this back in November at November 26th, and I could have, you know, held this position, bought it here at the low bottom of this trend, and I would have tripled or doubled, you know, my points of where I'm at now for my entry. So let's keep playing good defense and making entries, guys. Keep looking at good strength. So CRON looking well. Let me show you why I like it so much. Just kind of holding up price. You see the momentum to the upside, and then you got a lot of green coming in here now. So I like this thing to hold up and continue. CRON looking strong, holding up. I like it to take it long now and kind of get yourself a stop out below this trend line around 840, okay? 835. I know things are a little whippy. Let's look at this crude oil linked to the S&P, okay? EWT. Let me show you guys a valid point. This is something I have to say about when you notice price is reversing, just don't question price. Just take the reversal, okay? This was a clear-cut sign. Price reversed here, especially when it made this direct pattern here and kind of just started. Look at all the volume inside of here. We can barely see what's going on. All this volume in here. But clear-cut sign reversed. Prices came here and started knocking down 5 something, knocked down 6. Prices knocked down 6 here. And if you would just follow in price action, you would have known to stay long and ride that thing out. So obvious trend reversal there, and you kind of missed a huge ride on that. That goes to show everything I tell you guys about following price and not questioning it. Here it is here. Clear bottom of, let me show you back on the 6 month. So clear, we were in a downtrend, clear downtrend, very clearly. And then clear bottom here. And then once prices picked up and started knocking down price, you were supposed to go long on it and just enjoy that ride. So that was a long at 5, a long over here at 535, knocking down this price over here, and you were supposed to take a long and kind of sit tight, and you would have tripled your entry. Okay, so don't tell me crap about trend following and taking your signals when you could have tripled your entries if you were taking reversals and watching trends for reversing price action and things like that. Okay, DWT showing you guys what it's all about. Looking good. I like that thing for continuation, guys. All right, MFGP. I had to show you guys this because this thing looks pretty decent as well. We're at the bottom of this thing. Clear reversal before things get too far ahead of us and we have to start chasing it like DWT. This is a clear reversal happening. If you don't agree with me, you don't have to. You just have to follow price like I just showed you on DWT. Don't argue price, just follow price. When it shows you it's a clear reversal, just take the signal, okay? Just take your longs. I'd like to take this thing long now as it's starting to break out above this level here, $18, $19. You know, keep following these signals, guys. One day we'll have enough wealth we won't have to call out of our jobs and do things like that. So don't forget what we're here for, to create some major wealth, okay? So keep taking these signals. Look at this breakout here. Just be vigilant. Don't be, how do I say, like unvigilant. Don't be, you know, don't be like vigilant. Like you need to be seeing what's going on with these stocks, because I'd hate for them to triple themselves and then you turn around and you could have took an entry when these things are starting to break out because you're not looking and not being vigilant about what you should be being vigilant for, okay? So I like that thing for long. MFGP breaking out of a serious level there. Serious breakout level on MFGP. I really like that, how that's looking. All right. Sorry. AES looking good. Looking better than a lot of stuff. We've been tracking this thing for a while. And you guys remember us tracking this thing and getting to the top of this. And I said, hold on, it's at the top of that uptrend. I like for it to come to the bottom of that space before we start looking for entries. And here we are, guys. We're at the bottom of it. Take your entries now if you wanted to get along on AES. One of the better looking stocks. One of the better looking stocks on the market right now. Kind of resilient versus, you know, whatever's going on. You got to find these stocks that are showing some resilience, some strength in this market, okay? Take along on AES now with a stop below 1460, kind of below this space here. Give that some space and give this some space. So let's go about 1450. 1435. I know it's a huge gap. It's not even that huge of a gap from where we're at now. We're at plain $15. But we showed a sign that we bottomed here and we started showing some green candles. Buyers kind of lifting price up, noticing that this is a very solid uptrend and this is time to take longs at the bottom of this uptrend right now. We're at the bottom of it. Here's the bottom. Okay, we're at the bottom of the trend here. We're at the bottom of the trend here. And here's the bottom again. So buy that and kind of force the market. We're playing great defense, and that's the only way to play it right now, okay? And it's not like I'm making this up. We're looking at billionaire trend following practices every time we open this thing up, okay? HTA, clear reversal in price. I like to take this thing long now. A little bit more expensive. For some of you guys that like the more expensive stuff, that's totally fine. I know you guys find some comfortability in kind of like the price action and cut inside the stock, inside the prices there. So clear reversal here on healthcare. A lot of this healthcare stuff holding up too right now. All right. So a clear bottom here, clear reversal in price, clear downtrend. Look, clear downtrend from way over here, guys. Clear downtrend, and then we reverse hit a bottom, triple bottom, whatever, quadruple bottom, bottom tier, bottom tier, bottom tier, and you should have been buying those bottoms. Smart buyers buying those bottoms, pushing price up, and then here we go back on continuation. Okay, so clear reversal there in price, and watch that thing head to the upside. Don't let it run without you. I like to take a long on that thing now. Let me tighten up the time frame so you guys see what we're looking at here. Okay, so I like to take a long on that thing now. Get yourself a stop below 27, 27.05, 27 flat. Okay, down here we should be holding up this price. Okay, and when we look up in a month, I guarantee you we're going to be green. Sometimes I don't trade. Listen, let me tell you guys something. I don't trade in and out every day. All right, I got a few uptrends and I just let them work. I just let them work for me. And those are the trends that are going to keep me green over the week, keep me green on the day. I'm going to show you guys GRTS in a little bit and show you how I'm green because of that. KDP looking really good. I remember this stock looking really good earlier this year, and I really liked it. I said, damn, it kind of ran away from me, and here it is showing you guys a great long opportunity. In my opinion, if you're a trend follower, you like to catch the bigger moves. Trend following for me, let me show you guys, let me show you something real quick. So here I like KDP. Of course, it's in a clear uptrend. Huge major pullback. Now we've found some support and we're kind of showing some upside. So take the long on that. Stop yourself out below 26, even this level here, probably a whole dollar. 20, let's just say 26.55, the same number that we're at right now. Okay, stop yourself out below that. But anyways, let me show you guys something about let me show you guys something about why I like trend following. See, there's no other way. Look at this. There's no other way for you to buy stock like this enjoy this whole move. See this? You're going to buy here at 19, breaking out above 19, and you're going to hold this thing until 29, until it starts reversing back on itself. Stop yourself out around $27, okay? 28 and 27. There's no other way you're going to catch these huge moves if you're not sitting inside of them and kind of letting them develop, letting them quadruple from your entry, okay? Wonder how these guys are making millions and billions of dollars, because they're buying at freaking 20 and selling at 120. Okay, buying 1,000 shares at 20, that's $20,000, but you're selling 1,000 shares at $120 when you're trend following, because these moves triple and quadruple themselves. We've looked at it hundreds of times on this show. So if you buy 1,000 shares at 20,000, that's 20,000. I mean, if you buy 1,000 shares at $20, that's $20,000. But if you sell those shares, if you sell those 1,000 shares at $120, when these trends quadruple themselves, you're looking at 120,000, maybe 117, 18, maybe 115 versus the pullback, when stock's letting us know that they're pulling back and it's time for us to take our profits and to watch what's going on, things like that. But other than that, you're entering at 20, you're entering at 20 and selling at 120 or selling at 115. That's $115,000 from your $20,000 entry. This is a no-brainer. This is why we're trend following. There's no other way to catch these huge moves besides doing that, guys. All right? So don't ask, don't there's no question, you know, how the returns are made. All right? Richard Dennis and a lot of these trend followers only started out with a few $100 or a few thousand in that case, and we're talking about made hundreds of millions of dollars. Am I going to be the first $1 million trend follower in this day and age? I will be if cases will be, because I'm going to keep following these practices, guys. It's a no-brainer, all right? Pandora, you guys, everybody knows that we were looking at, okay, everyone knows. Wait a second. Let me show you something. From 2017, you guys, we were looking at this thing breaking out of this area right here. When it broke out, it was already on the show. And I said, Pandora breaking out of this level here, and I think it looks absolutely wonderful. And it broke out. Look what it did. It broke out of this level here. It broke out, and I said, I like this thing breaking out at the top of this trend. Back in May, we were at the top of this here. And then now look where we're at. So we went from 550, we crossed into 10. And what did I say about doubling price, doubling your shares? Buying 1,000 shares at $5 and selling 1,000 shares at $9.50. Okay, it's a no-brainer. The only way to trade, in my opinion, not everyone sees it like that. I'm talking about the way I look at trading. Crude oil, curling, You missed a whole bunch of this. That's kind of, you know, no, you can't, you know, what could you do? What could you do? That's why you have to take your damn signals. You missed a whole bunch of this run, most of it. All right. When it bottomed here, okay, and it showed you a clear bottom, price is reversing. I don't question price. You guys don't know how many home runs I've hit like this. How many home runs I've hit like this. Just taking this signal here. Clear, higher highs and lows, no head and shoulders, no jumping out, jack in the box, popping out, giggling, and all, none of all this stuff. Just taking your longs and just riding that thing up to the top. You don't know where it's going to go. You can't predict. You just have to take your signal and let it trade. If you would have took this thing breaking over 50, breaking over 14 and breaking over 15, you'd be up 10 points by now. 10 points. All right? SCO. It's not the first time I'm showing you guys that. SEAS. Keep the show moving. Sorry if I got a little bit excited. I just wanted to show you guys how these moves are doubling and quadrupling, and people literally have their thumbs in their butt, and these stocks are tripling and doubling and quadrupling and quintupling themselves. If that's a word, quintup. I think that's the 5 if something doubles itself 5 times. All right, so SeaWorld looking good, held this bottom here, higher highs and lows. You guys know the story here. This is a no-brainer. All right, look, back here at 17, 18, you were supposed to take the longs, take the higher highs and lows, and you went from 18 to 33. And then you started pulling back and got another chance to get out at 32. So don't question the billionaires that have made millions and billions doing this. You should be probably questioning yourself and why you haven't made millions and billions in your own practice, okay? I give you guys a few years, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. After about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years in this business, guys, we should be about ready to retire from our 9 to 5s and everything if we're following things correctly, and if we're, you know, putting our hearts, and if we're studying, and if we're putting our all into this, and we're not bullshitting around, we should be able to bank out quite well, okay? So, GRTS, I told you guys about this already. Remember I told you guys I missed it breaking out right here, and I caught it breaking, continuing over into 1750. This candle right here. I bought it at 1750, took some at 28. What is that? 10 points? All right. And then bought back, and then here's this thing showing you clear continuation. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I don't question my signals. I just take them. I'm not like you guys. I'm not like most people that are, you know, they need like all these gratifications and certifications and notifications inside of life in general, you know, to kind of sustain, to kind of, to be like a proven factor. Wait, I'm not going to prove this right until I need like 100 people to give me 100 likes, or I need like 100 confirmations before I can make this decision. I don't need those kind of confirmations. When I see the first confirmation of what things are showing me it's a clear picture. I don't need like 100 different things to line that up and show that for me. We should be taking these signals. We shouldn't be arguing with price. We should be taking price. All right. I told you guys that last show. Don't argue price. Just trade price and follow it. Okay. Take your longs and sit tight. Next show, I'm going to pull you guys up a quote from Jesse Livermore, and we'll talk about sitting tight inside these huge moves as they double and quadruple and triple themselves. Okay. So I like Kodak for long. Looking quite well, looking better than most stocks on this shitty market right now. And we'll just continue to take our longs, take our signals. Okay. Just take your signals. I don't care about what market we're in. Bearish, bullish, crappy, shifty, choppy, whatever. Choppy market, bearish, bullish, whatever. Take your signals. That's the only thing you can do. When your signals in trend following should be something breaking out of an old price like this. When this thing, a breakout is your signal to get you into a trend. A pullback is your signal to get you into an uptrend. Okay? Don't miss them. Remember I told you guys, I like Kodak for long, you guys, for continuation. I just love that momentum to continue on out, all right? I love that trend to just continue. I love this uptrend for continuations. That simple. You can take a long on it now, stop yourself out below 380, giving you some decent space here, 375, okay? Kodak looking really good, looking better than most crappy stocks on this market right now. RUBI, a home run from, I don't know, you guys can't really tell me much about trend following because I've hit countless home runs here, and you guys seen most of them. I like this thing for long, continuation, holding up this gap. Remember I told you guys, let it hold this gap up, okay? So you can take a long on it now because it's starting to show some support. You needed some pullback. You needed some pullback, okay? And here it is. So take your long now, stop yourself out below 430, 420, okay? Beautiful looking stuff on RUBI. All right, let's jump into African gold. Remember I told you guys people ain't over there fighting for no reason. There's actually gold and diamonds in Africa. So don't let people tell you they're over there just twiddling their thumbs. They're over there trying to get all that gold and diamonds out of there. All right, so African gold holding up and looking really good, kind of better than it has. And look, it reversed price. I've showed you guys this thing about a month ago. Reverse price here at continuation. Now we're at the top part of this price area here. This means a whole lot right now, guys. A whole lot. That thing could be breaking out anytime. Whenever you see a stock kind of holding up prices in these higher levels, watch it. So I'm not saying take a long on it now. Let's just wait and see what happens if it comes back into 940, into this support area. May not come all the way back, but let's just see what happens and then see if we can get a push out of this. So you can set yourself a buy stop limit order over 1050 into 1055 into 1060. Means that stock's broken out, and then just stop yourself out back below 10, okay? Means it's a false breakout. BEL, I hope you guys are learning and making money here. I know that we have made a whole bunch of points. Bell gapped up, holding the strength. Just look how damn good that looks here. All right. So you guys, let's grow up. Let's kind of make decisions on our own. Let's not have people have to confirm things for us. Let's be able to look at things in a clear-cut fashion, because let me tell you one story. If you need everyone to confirm things for you, a lot of people ain't going to confirm the real facts about things. They're just going to confirm what they want to confirm for you. All right? You need to be able to confirm things for yourself, because everyone's not going to confirm everything. They're going to confirm things from their perspective. That's in their favor. You ever seen someone cut a check for you and they give themselves more money than they cut for yourself? All right? So I like this thing for long. Bell for continuation. Kind of really looking really damn good here. All right, so stop yourself out below 840. You can take a long on that thing now before it takes off without you. You can set yourself a buy stop limit over 19, breaking out of this area, and then it probably be breaking out of that area, and stop yourself out below 860. You can take yourself a long now if you don't want to set a buy stop limit order. You just want to jump into this trend now. You could take a long on it now and stop yourself out below 820. This thing gets below 820, shows something's wrong, okay? Bell. So let's, I'm long UPL, I'm long SUPV. Let's take a look at both really quickly. All right, I'm going to get you guys out of here. I know we've been here for a while, okay? UPL, just look at that. Just look at this, okay? If this thing even attempts to break out of this area here and starts eating up this chart, my. Wonderful. I mean, just wonderful. And don't tell me we haven't done it on this show, because we've done it over 10, 20 times with countless stocks. All right. But this thing, man, I'm long on this. Pulled back a little bit, holding this support. Let me show you something. Let me tighten up the time frames. Meaning let me show you a better, closer time frame to now to show you what prices are doing right now in the near future. So holding up, bounced, boom. Holding up, showing some continuation. I like this thing for this momentum to continue to chew up this chart, you guys. You can take you along on that thing right now and stop yourself out below 135. 130 means something's wrong if it gets below 130. Just like Bruce Kovner just said. Bruce Kovner is a billionaire. Am I right or wrong? Yes, he is. Did we open up the show with Bruce Kovner? Yes, we did. Did we take a quote from Bruce Kovner? Yes, we did. What did Bruce Kovner say? He said, stop yourself out below the point of the trend where it shows it's incorrect, where your trade's incorrect. Not your maximum dollar point loss, from the point where it shows that you should be getting out of the trend that shows something's wrong, okay? That's billion-dollar advice. That's like a billionaire telling you how to make more money in this. I mean, is this making any sense? All right, so let's take along here. Stop yourself out below 135, okay? You know, we're going to do a lot of learning. I just can't. This isn't Kramer's show. This isn't CNBC and let's go talk to Kramer and he gives you a 1,000 stocks to pick and you don't have a clear-cut reason why. We're not doing that. There's plenty of reasons why we're following these prices. Every chart is going to show you why. And we opened it up from Richard Dennis. The only reason why we're buying anything is because it's in an uptrend, and that we don't need a rocket. We don't need anyone. You don't need Kramer to come on here and tell you that. If you look at a stock and it's in an uptrend and you want to get on that move, you don't need Kramer to come in and tell you, buy this stock because the P ratios and all this nonsense. Okay, so SUPV just looking really, really, really stellar. And I'm long on this SUPV thing. Let me clear this chart up for a second. All right, so SUPV, I like it for continuation, just a beast. Just really stellar, covering a lot of ground really quickly. To the upside. Trading inside this area, I like it to break out of 920. Damn well, that's not a lot of trouble for this stock for what it's doing right now. I like for it to break out of 920, and you see what I'm talking about. We start chewing this chart up, hit a bottom here. So, no brainer here. This chart to start taking all this back, and we're at an easy 10 points. SUPV. All right. We'll get ready to close it up. I wanted to show you guys this natural grocers, kind of like my whole thing. I like natural things. I don't like, the whole hormones and unnatural stuff that they have with the genetics. I prefer natural foods and natural animals and plants and things like that. So this natural grocers is just a damn beast. All right, now if you miss this run, you don't have anyone to blame but yourself. Okay, there's no head and shoulders here. You don't have Jack in the Box popping out of a box laughing and a clown with all this shit going on. You don't. There's no need for all that. Okay, just clear higher highs and lows. Take your signal. Stop yourself out. I mean, business as usual. Put your suit, your tie on. Get ready to clock in for work. This is the same signal. It's a no-brainer. Like, you don't have to even have a brain. Like, you can wake up out of your sleep and make this trade. Like, you don't have to have anyone kind of certify this for you. This is like a no-brainers trade. It's to get long on this momentum, if that makes any sense at all. Like, if you know a move is going to quadruple itself in a month, 2 months time, and you're going to buy at 9 and sell at 36 or 40, like, where's the thinking at in that? When you open your platform every day and you're not actually trading, you're just letting trades work in your favor. Like, where's the thinking? I'm lost now. All right, so you guys let these trends work in your favor and keep trend following, good practices, and we try to keep tracking the good moves, you guys. So I'm long GRTS, I'm long SUPV, I'm long UPL, I'm long ATRS, okay? All right, so happy trend following. You guys protect your ass, and let's just keep trading well. Keep making good bets, all right? See you guys next week.